Hey everybody, it's Megan Ritz with Classic Cakes for another Tutorial Tuesday. Today we're going to do some galaxy work. I have some different techniques to show you guys to achieve different styles of galaxy looks. So I'm super excited to see what you think, what ones your favorites are. And then this is a really easy design to learn. So it's a great beginner design. It's a great design to try with the kids. Or if you're just new to decorating. And then there's a lot of tips I'll give you guys to make it look even cooler. So if you're a professional or if you're just wanting to develop your skills, this is a great technique to practice different styles and different things with. So very fun, very easy. If you have any questions, again, comment your questions. And then, hey Terry, thanks for joining. Thank you guys so much for joining again. So I have a schedule for July posted. Next week we're gonna do ruffles, and I'm gonna show you guys the differences in technique and how to achieve buttercream ruffles and fondant ruffles. Hey Donna. And then next week on Wednesday, we're gonna have our first Wedding Wednesday live video. And I'm gonna run through all of the frequently asked questions from our brides, from our couples, getting married. So going really into all the detail about wedding cakes, how to plan your wedding cake, what you need to know about deliveries, stands, sizing, all that stuff. So if you are getting married or know someone getting married, it's a great opportunity to familiarize yourself with our process and what to expect from a wedding cake. It's a great idea to watch if you're looking for what questions to ask your person who's doing your wedding cake. If you are running a cake business, it's a great opportunity to learn how to fine-tune your organization when you are going through weddings. And then if you're just curious about what a wedding looks like here at Classic Cakes, it's a good opportunity for that too. So I'm super excited about that one next Wednesday. And then the following Tuesday on the 21st, we're gonna do succulents. I know you guys have been waiting for that one for a while, so I'm really excited to get to do that one with you as well. We're also gonna be moving to YouTube soon as our following is growing, our followers are growing. So if you have not already joined and subscribed to our YouTube channel, it's Classic Cakes Carmel. So you can just go to youtube.com/Classic Cakes Carmel to find us on there. We're gonna have some exclusive content on there as well. So thank you so much for joining. Today we're gonna do some galaxy work. Super fun, very easy. So say hi when you join. Hey everybody. Hey Donna. Hey Shaw. Hey Kate. Carolyn. Marjorie. It's a little bit hard for me to read them on my phone, but I'm trying to get used to it. So if I miss any questions, I will definitely answer those at the end. Let's see, I've got my sanitizer rag. Let's go through what supplies I have as people are joining. Always like my rag. I am sitting out here in the lobby again because it's got nice, bright, beautiful lighting. I've got nice, clean backgrounds. So as you guys know, if you are familiar with our videos, I like to move around the shop and do different rooms and different corners of the shop with all of the videos. So I still have some more corners to show you guys. This is a actual corner. That's super exciting. So I have cake. I have some fun colors. So when I'm doing a galaxy design, I want it to be fun and bold and have like a galaxy look to it. So there's different colors. It's not just black, but definitely some black. I've got some really bold colors here. We've got a really royal kind of purple, a turquoisey like sky blue. I've got a hot pink. And I'll show you guys how to play with different colors to achieve like varying degrees of galaxy. I have two cakes we're gonna do today. So I've got our colors. I have a silver paint. Pastry Ideal. This is the brand I like. I believe I found this one. I think you can find it on Amazon. Super easy to use. I just use these disposable cups. Put a little bit of powder in there, which I will show you guys. I use some lemon extract. We buy the big ones. Just the cheapest one that I can find. And the alcohol in that is what's going to turn that dry powder into, thank you Terry for tagging our YouTube page. The extract, the alcohol in that is going to turn that powder into a paint. So we're going to take this powder and turn it into a paint so that we can splatter the cake and give it some sparkly star look. I also have this. I absolutely love this on all different kinds of things. Pearl luster spray. The cool thing about this is you can make like buttercream flowers or scroll work or something beautiful and spray it with the pearl, and it gives it this pearl lustery beautifulness. Gorgeous on winter, like wedding cakes, frozen cakes or Barbie cakes. It's great for. It's like, you know, we add glitter to cakes to make them like sparkly and pop and extra and amazing. Hey Becky, thank you for joining. And then, hey Caitlin, thank you. Hey Melanie, hey Kirsten. So we can add the pearl to make it pop, make it special without it being like as bold and wild as glitter would be. But this is really fun to add to your galaxy cakes in like really tiny amounts to add that like dusty galaxy look if you look in the night sky. And I was just talking to my husband about this. We miss camping. I'm so ready to go camping again. But the stars, just when you're out like in the middle of nowhere and there's not all the light pollution, you see lots of stars and you see like the dusty galaxies and little pops of clusters and planets, and you know, you can just imagine all the different stuff. So yes, edible spray paint. So we're gonna just play with these cakes, make them super fun, give them lots of detail, and then when you step back and look at them, you get a very cool cake, or you can really like zoom in onto detail and see lots of cool little things happening. So let's see, we're gonna get started. I think that's okay. So my other tools are, you guys always know I love my plastic smoothers, my pharmacy discount card. So any old credit card, debit card, gift cards, throw them through the dishwasher to sanitize them. Hey Monica. And then you can use these guys to smooth your cakes. You just want to make sure they have a smooth edge. And you can actually use sandpaper if they're a little bit rough to smooth them. Super beneficial tool. And then we have, I like the little ones, sometimes I use the larger ones. Rounded tip spatula and then a pointy tip spatula. Very beneficial. I got my sanitizer, my tools, my turntable, and my cake. All right, so here is our cake. Let me get you in the corner here. I have this guy already iced in white. The benefit to this, especially if you're icing a cake in really saturated colors like black, is you can do a really thin layer of black over this, and then you don't have to worry about it turning people's mouths black, because there's not as much of that food coloring per bite on your cake. So really great tip. What we're gonna do, I'm gonna show you two totally different techniques for how to get a galaxy cake. This one, we are just going to take some of these colors and smear them all over the cake. So I'm just gonna take a little blob here, and we're gonna do nice bold streaks, kind of like if we're doing like a watercolor design. So if I wanted to do a watercolor design, I would do this exact same thing, and then I would just smooth it. But we are going to do this a little bit differently. We're gonna make nice bold blocks of color here. And we want to cover almost all the white. You want very little white showing, but I do like when some white shows through. You know, it's not we're not looking for the blackness of space. We're looking for a cool galaxy, fun, colorful cake. And sometimes white makes dark look darker. All right, and we're gonna do just a tiny bit of pink. I love adding just little highlights of some fun other colors. Again, it just makes other colors pop more. Let's just smear that off. Okay, so I'm not worried about it being messy. Again, a lot of these designs you can really embrace the messiness, and then you can neaten it up later. And I think that's a fun thing to admit, a fun benefit for beginning decorators. So I iced the cake in white. It is cold, which means it's a little bit more solid. Now we're gonna take our black and just real rough over the spots that my colors aren't. And then, like I said, I'm gonna show you guys two different ways to do this cake. My color that I'm putting on here is not super thick, but it is like globbing the color on. Hey Matt. Hey Crystal. What flavor is the cake? I need to know. This one is chocolate with raspberry filling. And the other one is white with chocolate truffle filling. Delicious. What is your favorite? Ooh, everybody, what is your favorite flavor of cake? And if your answer is the next one you get to eat, then that is the correct answer. What is your favorite flavor of cake? I love asking questions. I hope you guys like questions. I feel like I get to connect with you guys when I hear back from you, when I get those beautiful comments. All right, so I've got nice, messy, again, super messy, not much exciting happening here quite yet. Globbing is a professional term. Plopping also works. So you have a couple of options. Pointy spatula, smaller, definitely smaller one. So one of these two guys, tons of chocolate. Let's see, Dawn. Coming in late, looks great already. Betty, thank you so much. We are globbing, icing on, and then we're gonna smooth it down to make it look like a galaxy and add some fun colors to it. Chocolate and coffee. Oh, you guys. So if you are local and you have not tried our black velvet cake yet, you are in for an amazing surprise. Our black velvet is our chocolate pound cake with chocolate chips, with our chocolate truffle ganache filling mixed into the batter, a tiny bit of coffee. It's like the most moist, decadent chocolate cake you have ever had. It is so amazing. So black velvet, definitely give it a try. I'm gonna use the pointy just because I can be a little bit more specific about what I'm moving around and where I'm going with stuff, whereas this guy, you're just kind of smoothing it all together. So I'm gonna start by just smoothing out and mashing the colors together. I'm not worried about it mixing. I'm not worried, like you want some of that mixing. I'm just going to smooth all these guys together. So you can see how that black really spreads, right? And you can see how when I scrape more of it off, I get those other colors popping through. So that's what I'm really looking for. I just want to blend it all together. So again, it's really rough. I'm not worried about it being pretty and smooth just yet. Let's see if I can do this. I can't really do it on the side for you guys. I need like a double camera setup so that I can have like a view from there and a view from what I'm seeing. I need a technical advisor. I need a tech team. If anyone is good at that kind of stuff and wants to come out and help me figure all this stuff out, I would love it, and I would totally barter a cake for you. All right, so we're just getting the clumps down. So we have this really messy, dark cake. All I want to make sure is that I'm getting the huge chunks off. So you can see like here, I have a lot of lighter, brighter colors showing, and then I have the black, and the black kind of coats everything a little bit. It's dark, it's gonna do that, that's fine. So now we're just pulling the excess off the sides. Okay, now I'm gonna take the big guy so I can do nice, even, smooth sides. Black velvet is the bomb diggity. Samantha, black velvet is a classic cakes thing. We totally just made it up because one, I love the name. I think it sounds like a sexy cake flavor. And two, I love chocolate, but I don't like dry cake. So we were really looking for something that was moist and delicious. And that is what we came up with as a team at our bakery. Okay, so we are just going to smooth the sides. And as you drag this through, you will see more colors popping out. The more you drag it, you'll see white popping out. And you really just keep dragging until it's where you want it to be. Those colors blend together and give you those like whirly twirly galaxy looking stuff. I am so good with technical words, huh? All right, so we are just scraping off this on my pan over here so that I can get nice. And then if you look at the sides, you can see that the lines are all horizontal because I drug it straight across. So if you don't like that, which I think it looks unnatural, right? It's too straight. I take this guy and I just go up and down, real light. Create waves. Create waves. Okay, so I'm just moving all that, and then we can go around again, real super light, and smooth it. And then we have this like wavy, spinning galaxy looking, I love it. So do you guys agree that having some white in there like makes it pop more? What do you think? So we could stop here if we wanted, right? We have fun galaxy, or we can add more color. It's really personal preference, whatever you like. We can add more color by saying, oh, this cake needs more blue desperately, and just taking this guy and throwing some globbies, I like that, globbies of blue on there. Okay, we'll say it just needs more blue. Just take this guy and I'm gonna smooth right over those spots, just like we were before. And we got more blue. And we can keep going as much or as little as we want to until it's the way we want. This is such an easy cake because it's just fiddling, it's just playing with it until it's the way that you want it to be. We can do our waves. I love these waves. And just real light over the sides. And we can say we want to add more purple, which I definitely want to add more purple. I love purple in my galaxy. Let's add, okay, so let's say we don't like the white. Okay? Hey Patrice, hey Sharon. Thank you, Michelle, super sweet. Absolutely needs the white. All right, we love the white. Let's pretend like we don't like the white, or we have too much, like we don't want this white, or that white, or this one back here. Then we can totally just smear some color over it. Do the same thing. Smear this around. And we have less white. Okay, super easy. If we want more white, all we do is we push harder when we're doing this part right here. So if I want more white, I'm just gonna push a little harder and pull that white through. I feel like the white gives it depth, like it gives it more dimension, like light cracking through far away, like. So you can push harder and then lighter, and then harder and then lighter, and then harder and then lighter. And you get these little clusters of white. You can smear more color back on if we don't want that much white. So we really just can play with it and play with your pressure as much as you want to get the amount of color showing through that you want. Cool, right? Throw me some hearts if you think it looks like a galaxy. Throw me some thumbs up if you think you can do this too. You totally can, by the way. All right, so we're gonna clean up our board because I don't like a messy board. I want it to look like we are taking care and being mindful. I love it. Look at all these hearts and thumbs ups. You guys can totally rock this. So I'm just gonna take my food safe sanitizer rag and clean up this board tight enough so I can fit a border on there and nothing else shows. Borders are a funny thing. When I started decorating about 11 years ago, 12 years ago, 10 years ago, I don't know how long it's been. When I started decorating a little while ago, borders were like a must. Your cake does not look finished unless you have a border on it. And now it's like people prefer that like just clean edge, no border. So it's kind of hit and miss, and decorator's choice, customer choice as far as if they get a border or not. So it's just funny how trends and styles change and what's expected, what's considered professional or finished changes. Okay, we have our galaxy. I'm going to show you my other technique for a galaxy, but we're going to do this cake to the end, and then I'm going to show you the other one. No, I changed my mind. I'm going to make you guys wait. I'm going to get the other one here, and I'm going to show you another way to do the same thing. So instead of globbing the color on, we are going to put the color in bags, and this does change the style. Got my blue, some pink, I don't know how you guys do it. You can do any colors you want to. You can do like several different shades of blue, or you can ice the cake in like navy instead of black. It's really whatever you want the sky to look like. Like you could do a night sky instead of space. You could do your stars the same way we're going to do the stars. Oh, a sunset cake. Beautiful. And then you could do the stars. Alright, so I've got my purple, my pink, and my blue in these parchment bags. I like parchment bags because I can throw them away. I don't have to wash them. Super easy to use. Very cheap. I need scissors, which I don't have. And I need something else, which I don't have, which is a surprise for the end. So I'm gonna have to run away for a second and grab those things. What we're gonna do is, first thing, instead of doing globs like we did on that first cake, we're gonna ice the cake in black. And I'm gonna seal some of this icing here. Got my black. So I iced it in white and it's cold. That way I can ice it in black without having like a huge amount of black icing on there, so it doesn't stain your teeth as bad. We're just going to really thin coat black, smear this over the cake. I always start on the top first when I ice cakes. Personal preference. I like to have the icing like hang over the edge like this, like little icing ninjas. And then I feel like the icing sticks better to the side of the cake when it can stick to icing. Icing sticks better to icing than it sticks to cake. Sounded like a mouthful. Alright, so we are just going to ice the sides real fast. So this is a more, I don't even think it's more difficult, it's just a different way to do the galaxy cake than the first way we did it. It's just different. I think something important to know about decorating too, especially if you're learning from the internet or from a big shop like Classic Cakes. Here we have a nice large shop. We have lots of people, lots of opinions, lots of different ways to do the same thing. So you may see me tell you to do something one way, and then you get on to the next video and see somebody else telling you to do something a different way. Things work different for different people. There's not usually a right and a wrong. It's an art, and everyone's brain and hands work a little bit differently. And I love finding out how people do things differently, because sometimes you find a way that works even better. All right, so super rough ice. We will smooth this. Black icing is so hard, Terry. Okay, so my secret to black icing, black buttercream. You gotta use the right kind of coloring. If you are buying your coloring at the grocery store, you are never gonna get black. You need to be buying gel coloring, gel food coloring. It is the only thing that you will be able to get enough saturation from to get black. And I like to use AmeriColor. You will find different brands have flavor, different brands change colors. Most blacks have a very green tint. I feel like AmeriColor black is black. And you just add a lot. A lot. All right, so I'm not worried about making this perfect. I just want some of the excess off. Again, If we have some white showing, I love it. It's cool. It's not a problem. Jessica, hey from Texas. Betty, yes, AmeriColor Black works well. I love it. Erica, Julie, Ashley, hi guys. All right, so I have to go grab my other tool that I forgot, my scissors. So I'll be back in super fast second. You guys hold tight. And yeah, I would love to know what videos you guys are wanting to see next, because I'm working on our August schedule for videos. So comment real quick right now. Take this second to tell me what videos you guys need to see. Alright guys, I got scissors and glitter. Definitely gonna need some glitter. Okay. Parchment bags. The way you guys use this. Ashley's obsessed with her buttercream. Thank you, Ashley. 8500 is next month. I'll have to do something race themed. Alright, so I'm just going to cut these parchment bags. So the other way we did the cake was globs of pink, blue, purple, black all together. Then we smoothed it. Terry, did you just say a video of a sculpted race car cake? That is beyond my ability. I'll have to check with our sculptors and see what their schedule looks like, because that is not in my repertoire. You could watch me try to do one. Rose gold glitter or sprinkles on cake. Oh yes, Jessica, love it. Sculpting a cake, love it. Okay, so the other way to do it instead of globs on the cake is to take your bag and to just make mess on the cake. So you want it on the sides, and you'll do all your colors. So I already have the cake ice black. That's my like backdrop color, right? And if I want more pink or more purple, I just do more of it. Super easy, really messy, fun for kids. Let's see. All right, so now I'm going to take my pointy spatula again, and I'm just going to smear this out. Smearing it all over the cake. I feel like this makes it, well, we'll see. I'll let you guys decide. Okay, so we smeared it all out. Now I'm going to take this guy and smooth it. So let's learn together, Terry. Okay, I will talk to our sculptor and see if she will teach me live how to sculpt something. We may have to do it later in the year when we are a little bit slower and have more time, because a sculpted cake can take like up to 8 hours. So actually could easily take more than that, especially learning, especially a race car. So we'll make a plan. That sounds fun. I'm up for it. I love it. Tanya, hey, thank you for joining us. Okay, so we smeared cake or icing all over, messy. Now we're gonna take this guy and we're gonna smooth it. And again, the same thing as the other technique. Now we're back to doing the exact same thing. We're gonna pull the color. I feel like this gives you, we'll see the comparison. I'll put them side by side up here for you. But you get more like different streaks, different lines of color running through it. Whereas the other one, you get like bigger globs. So again, we're gonna wanna do waves. I don't want horizontal lines in space. I want nice wavy galaxies. Galaxies, wave. And then we can go around again. I love it. You guys love this one? Throw me some hearts if you love this one. All right, so Now we can do the same thing too. I like when there's some white showing, so I'm gonna dig out. Occasionally I'm gonna push harder until I get some white showing. And we can always add more color if I feel like I've got too much. Like this spot. Ah, too much. So when I go around, it's gonna pull some color over it. Don't be afraid of your cake, guys. You can always put more icing on it. It's just cake. And I think that's the cool thing about learning how to decorate designs like this. They're very forgiving. There's no like magical right or wrong. So we get to this point and I'm like, oh my gosh, I need more purple on my cake. Let's just add some more purple. Or whatever other color you like. I love purple in my space cakes. I don't know why. The purple says space to me. All right. I'm gonna add a little bit more color. So you can also do some dots, you can do stripes, you can go squiggles like crazy, whatever you guys want, but I want some pops. So I'm gonna do all these guys. I feel like the top, let's see. Somebody said, I missed it. Oh, Diane says, I love the top. I feel like the top always gets that like nice galaxy swirl going on. Really, I spend my time trying to make that happen on the sides of the cake, what just naturally happens on the top. I love it. All right, so we got, I want some more white. I feel like I don't have enough white showing through, so I'm just gonna cut. You can see how you just push into it. Just pushing into it to cut some white. And then we'll just drag over it. And I'll get that white popping through. There we go. So it really is just fiddling with it until it makes the colors, the style that you want. All right, cool. So I think I like it. I think we're happy. This is what the fiddling part gets away. I'm a fiddler. Do you guys fiddle? Do you ever feel like you play with something so much that you like lose it and you have to go back and recreate what you already had, but you played too much? I feel like I'm doing that now. Do you guys ever feel like that? Especially with art, I feel like when you're playing, it can be really easy to play too much. Okay, I'm calling it, not fiddling anymore. I'm gonna clean up the board. Just a sanitary rag. If you do this before you get the cake cold too, like if you wait until the cake is cold, this smears instead of cleans up, but it cleans up really nice if your buttercream is warm. If you are a regular and watch us here at Classic Cakes on these tutorials, then you know what kind of buttercream we use. Throw it in the comments. What kind of buttercream do we use at Classic Cakes? Let's see. Okay, so here is the one that we piped. Here's the one that we globbed. All right, let's say hearts for globbed, likes for piped. Which is your favorite, likes or hearts? I have to say, I'm seeing a clear favorite here, at least for me. What do you think? Hearts or likes? Which one do you prefer? Which one's spacier for you? Okay, so now that we have the sky, right, the backdrop, now we're gonna add stars. And there's lots of different ways to do this. One of them is straight up piping. And I like to just use white buttercream. What kind of buttercream do we use? Non-crusting American buttercream. You guys are amazing. I love it. So our non-crusting, look at all these hearts. Everybody is loving on the globs. All right, the globs have it. So let's do our globs. You win. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, you did not win. So we like the bigger, bolder spots of color. We have more white showing through. So be bold, be brave, add lots of color, don't be afraid. Your sky does not have to be black. Let's see. They're both beautiful, you're an artist, thank you. I very rarely feel like I am an artist, so thank you, that's very kind. Non-crusting buttercream. So here we use a non-crusting buttercream. That means it is super forgiving, which is so important, especially when you're learning. But even when you're not learning, even after 12 years or so of decorating, you make mistakes. You want to go back, you want to fix something. You get an air bubble that you want to fix. You bump the cake because you're being careless. You want to fix that, right? So it's important to have a forgiving icing that will allow you to work with it. The American buttercream is part high ratio shortening. Got a piece of shortening in here. High ratio shortening. Butter, real butter gives you delicious flavor. Shortening gives you beautiful structure. So you want to make sure that you have both of those things in there. Now there's plenty of buttercreams that you can use that are all butter. They're just a lot softer, they're a lot more temperature sensitive, so they're not as forgiving, and they're not as stable, but it really is whatever you prefer, right? So our American buttercream is delicious. It's super buttery tasting, but we have beautiful structure. To me, that's really important. Powdered sugar and real vanilla. So 4 ingredients. We use salted butter, so it's not overly sweet. That's really it, super easy. So piping stars, I've got a parchment bag here again. I'm gonna cut a fine tip in this guy. And all we're gonna do for stars are pipe tiny little dots. When I think of a galaxy cake, I think of looking at like vast empty space. We're gonna see some stars. They're not gonna be star shaped. They're gonna be different sizes. They're gonna be in different arrangements. These are the big stars. Maybe some on the sides. We're gonna do some paint splatter. So like if you wanted to do a constellation, you would do it with this. You could write someone's name, you could do a constellation of a dog, or another birthday cake constellation. Oh my gosh, that'd be so cute. A cake within a cake. Oh, that's the dream. Cake within a cake. All right, so we just have some dots going on here. It's not enough to be stars. It's just, these are the big stars, these are the bold stars. Again, if I wanted to do a constellation, if I wanted to write something, I would do it with these guys. Now we're gonna add the vast stars of space, and we're gonna do that with a silver luster dust. This is Pastry Ideal, powder color, silver dust, inedible. Do you guys know what that means? That does not mean it can't go on food. There's a huge controversy about this stuff, actually, all over the internet. If you're in the cake decorating world, you totally are aware of this. It says inedible right on there. It's sold for use on cake, but it says inedible. It is not FDA approved. That means, any guesses? All right, so I'm using my paintbrush to scoop this stuff out and put it in my little reusable plastic disposable cup guy. You can use Tupperware. We use this stuff multiple times a day. Usually, we do a lot of cakes here. Inedible means that you're not going to digest it. It does not mean it's not safe to eat. It means not FDA approved, but you're not going to digest it. That means it's just going to go right through you. So, totally safe, but not a food. Does that make sense? Not a food. Consult your favorite doctor. Totally safe, yes. Okay, so I put some extract. You can also use vodka. We use that as well here. Vodka in cakes. So we're just gonna put a few drops of this lemon extract. I buy the cheap stuff. It's going to basically turn this into a paint. Okay, it's a liquid paint now. And you can paint something. You can paint scroll work. You can paint the side of the cake. We're gonna throw it at the cake to make galaxy like stars. You can, the way it works is the extract adds, or the vodka adds the liquid to make it a paint, and then it evaporates, the alcohol evaporates away, and then you're left with the luster on the cake. So it's beautiful. Old contact lens case, that's awesome. Okay, so all I'm gonna do is I've got this nice liquid here, and I'm gonna come over here so you guys can see, and I'm literally going to throw it on my cake. So I have some aggressive galaxies happening here. All right, so now I'm going to take another tool here. A clean, sanitized, never used in a mouth toothbrush. And I'm gonna put this on here too. This will get you some nice fine. And you're just going to hold it in the front and flick. And you'll get all these just millions and bajillions of stars, beautiful in your night sky. All right, we're gonna keep going. I got more. So we got silver paint, we got galaxies, and tiny little stars everywhere. Now I'm gonna take our messy bottle of disco cake, rainbow. This is Oh Sweet Art. I love this brand, amazing stuff. This is a glitter. And I like to add just a few tiny, tiny touches of glitter. Dip a clean paintbrush in it. And just a few highlights. So I'm not covering my cake in glitter. Giving it a few spots. So you have all these different ranges. Well, I'm gonna have to sanitize that. Pick you up in a minute. Make sure I don't drop you. So you have all this range of stars. So you have like the bold, crazy galaxy. You have all the flecks from the paintbrush, and then the piped on stars, and then your glitter and your toothbrush stars. And you have this nice deep range of stars that gives it like depth, that gives it range. What do you guys think? How are we at? A toothbrush, yes, I love it. It just adds like a very fine mist of the paint, unlike a paintbrush. Well, got paint all over. What do you guys think? Should I do the other one too so you guys can see it again? Let's do the other one too. All right, she's gonna move. You're beautiful, we love you. All right, we got a nice messy board here. That paint. All right, so let's try it again. Oh my gosh, Johnny, yes, this cake is so much fun. Definitely try it. Yes, we have a nebula. I love it. It's awesome. All right, so we're gonna do this next one. So, same thing. We are going to use our white and pipe some of our larger stars on here. You guys see what I mean by how they're larger stars now, huh? We just want some dots. For those of you joining us now, you can watch the earlier part of the video later to see how we ice the cake, but we're about to add all the stars and paint and fun stuff. You guys can also see that this is just a really fast cake if you have the right tools. It doesn't have to take very long to do this cake. So we're just piping some dots on. I like these to be big, bold stars. All right, some dots. Oh. I love it. Terry says, I love that we can do this with tools we already have at home. Just don't use a dirty toothbrush. Okay, so I have our paint and our paintbrush here. And we're just gonna mix it because it settles very quickly. All right, I'm gonna come over there and spray some paint. And we're just going to throw paint at the cake aggressively and take all your anger out. The more paint you have on your paintbrush, the more like bold your stripes are gonna be. And then you can just hit it like this to get lots of little guys. Remember, gravity is a thing, so your paint's gonna automatically go down. All right, beautiful. I definitely feel like I got some paint on my face somehow in all of this, so that's gonna be amusing. All right, now I have a toothbrush, a never used clean sanitary toothbrush. And I'm just going to pull back on the bristles and fling paint to make the fine mist of stars far, far away in a galaxy, far, far away. I love having the paint on my face. Can you see it? Sure do. It's just more eyeshadow. I love having dark spots, so like when I do the paintbrush, I'm not covering everything. I have some spots that have very little or no stars, right? I want like clusters. I don't want it to just be flat. Oh, I didn't show you guys a pearl. So now we're gonna add a little bit more with our glitter. Just a few spots. I like to usually hit the white spots with this. No particular reason, just I like to. All right, so the pearl. So here's a galaxy. Do you love it? This is an edible luster spray pearl. We're gonna shake it just like spray paint. And just like spray paint, if I get close, I get like a more concentrated area. If I get far back, then I get a more wide range. It's exactly like spray paint. Only it smells super sweet, like sickeningly sweet actually. All right, so I'm going to spray. Let me come over here. I'm gonna spray close and like just do a line. So I have this galaxy. So I have these bold, shiny, crazy spots. Let's do it on the other cake, see what you guys think. I don't always do the pearl, but I like it. What do you guys think? All right, so we have our like, I love it, our galaxy. We got those like misty looking, cloudy looking spots. Let's see. Move this so I can lean forward and see better. This one or the other one? Ooh, which one do you guys like better? I love this right. I love anything that you can like, this right here is my favorite spot. I always have like a favorite spot on a cake. But this, I love it. I feel like every cake has a back. Every cake has a, oh, that's the front. That's the spot. That's the beautiful spot right there. So thank you guys so much. I would love to see some questions. I love answering your questions. We are going to be back next week, twice next week. Tuesday we're going to be, let me see so I get this right. Trust my memory. Tuesday we are going to be on here with ruffles. I'm going to show you guys some differences between buttercream and fondant ruffles, how to make both, some different types of ruffles. We're just going to go all in on like a ruffle workshop, buttercream versus fondant. And then, so that's Tuesday, and then Wednesday, I'm going to do our first Wedding Wednesday. It's going to be like a Q&A and frequently asked questions for wedding cakes. So basically everything that we go through with our brides to educate them on our process and cakes and what questions we ask them to make sure we are able to provide them with the perfect cake for them. How to ask those questions if you are running a business as well. If you are a bride or know someone getting married, tag them, let them know that they can watch that as well. It's really going to be focused on our clients who are getting married to help educate them and make sure that they're comfortable with what's going on. I hope you guys love this. Super fun, super easy, great for kids, very rewarding cake because as you guys see, just fiddling with it and it turns out awesome. Throwing stuff at it. So very forgiving, very fun to learn. Let's see, I got some questions. The bigger one, the smaller one became great. Yes, I love it. It's just darker. This one's got more color. So it just depends what you guys like. Orlando, thank you for watching. Let's see. How do you sanitize the rags? So, if you are at home, you can use, let's see, what did I use when I was at home? I don't even remember what it was called, but you can use partial bleach and a little bit of dish soap, hot water. We use an actual restaurant grade sanitizer. We have a machine that actually dispenses the sanitizer and the liquid together in the correct amount. So that is what we have in our little sanitary buckets with our rag. You just want to make sure that it's food safe. The only disadvantage to bleach is that if you use too much of it, it can impart a smell, like bleach smell on the cardboard. So you want to be careful with that. I'm new, I just seen this, I miss how you do. Brenda, when we're done here, you can go ahead and watch the, from the beginning and see all the details because there's a lot of steps. But super easy, very fun to do, definitely recommend it. Kaylee, thank you for joining. All right guys, this is Megan Ritz with Classic Cakes. This is Tutorial Tuesdays. Ask your questions and I will definitely get on and answer them after the fact. I hope to see you guys next week. We're gonna dive into ruffles and all the different ways that you can make them. And then make sure to take a second and jump over to our YouTube page, youtube.com/Classic Cakes Carmel. We're gonna start doing some exclusive content on YouTube and I don't want you guys to miss that out. So thank you so much. I love you guys. Thank you for your support. This is always so fun and I will see you next week.